Hi, welcome to the TokenClan channel. This is Warren. In this video, we'll be running through Venus platform in more details. I know that in the previous videos, we have did a basic introduction on Venus protocol, and we have supplied BNBs and borrowed swipe tokens, and we have did some basic introduction, brief detail on the interest, the XVS tokens, and so forth. But in this video, we'll be talking in greater depth because after 4 to 5 days of farming, you know that our initial objective of recording the first video was to document the exact process in terms of the borrowing fees, the interest received from the XVS tokens and the BNBs. In this video, we'll firm it up with all the details and to validate with the things we have discussed so far in the first videos to see after 5 days of supplying our cryptos and borrowing of the cryptos to take advantage of the yield farming, we now have some numbers to crunch and to see so that when it's your turn to start using this platform, you know exactly what to expect for the Venus protocol. For those of you who are hearing me for the first time, I'm Warren Sia. I'm the author of Crypto Assets for Passive Income. In TokenClan channel, we share with you timely tips and tricks on how to grow and manage your cryptocurrency portfolio with the latest up and coming yield farming strategies so that you can derive a passive source of income with your cryptocurrency portfolios. We are doing a weekly giveaway. One lucky winner will win a copy of my book and my cryptocurrency course. And also to top it up the offer, we'll be giving away to that lucky winner a $20 worth of Bitcoin during this festive season. If you want to take advantage of that, be sure to find the links and instructions in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get started to the gist of the content today. Here, you are seeing the dashboard of the Venus protocol. We have a MetaMask wallet on Binance Smart Chain. If you want to know how to set up a BSC wallet, be sure to refer to one of my past videos on how to get MetaMask on the Binance Smart Chain and to have your wallet set up to receive BEP20 crypto assets from the Binance.com exchange, to have them loaded in here so that you can use the wallet address to interact with any of the BSC decentralized applications such as Venus. Venus, in the past, in the first video we have talked about it, we know Venus is one of the upcoming decentralized applications on Binance Smart Chain, and I can encourage you to interact and take advantage of it. While there are many interesting yield farming strategies you can create at this point in time. And in the first video, we talked about how to yield farm for the XVS tokens. XVS token is the platform tokens in Venus protocol. Let's go back to one of the previous transactions that I have made. If you see here in my transaction, in my wallet transaction, 5 days ago, I have borrowed 471 swipe tokens. And that's 5 days. I've clocked up 5 days of borrowing fees. And I wish to have it focus in this video, the fees that we are prepared to pay. And then we see some of the figures here so that we can verify. Now, firstly, you are going to see that I have a supply balance of $3,000. We are going to work each of the figures in detail so that you will not be left in the darkness. You know exactly which numbers, how they are calculated, and so that you can perform your risk management strategies and supply, borrow, and maybe you want to look at minting Valve, which is a stablecoin in Venus protocol. We have the supply balance here, and according to the white papers of Venus protocol written on the 27th November, it talks about you can collateralize your crypto assets and borrow up to 75% of your supply balance. However, in my finding over these past 5 days whilst using Venus platform, I found that currently the platform can allow you to borrow up to 60% of your supply balance. And if you take 60% of $3,050, in my case, you will get a borrowing limit of $1,000 and $830. I've supplied BNBs here, and if you see that this is a positive, I'm going to receive 6.03% annualized on BNBs. I'm going to get 7.17% annualized in the forms of XVS token. For this amount, I can mint up to 1,526 Valve token. I have collateralized the BNBs, and if you click to the borrows market, you have found that I have borrowed 471, and if you see my transactions, I borrowed 471 swipe tokens here 5 days ago. And if you click, you are going to see that the borrowing interest is 3.15% that I need to pay in swipe tokens. Distribution APYs will be the tokens, the XVS token that I receive in return like interest. Isn't it amazing that you are borrowing cryptos and then being incentivized to receive XVS token? This only happens in Venus right now. And currently, if I were to repay this debt over the 5 days, the interest will cost me 0.2091 swipe tokens, because I have borrowed 471 swipe tokens, but over the past 5 days, the interest clock up is 0.2091. Later, you will watch me repay this and also repay the interest accrued over the 5 days so that I can fully repay. I'm going to do something else and I'm going to discuss it later on. Be sure to watch to the end of this video and you will find out how I optimally yield farm for XVS token with one of the best APYs if we are going to do it the short to mid term. And the limit here I've used is 16% because I borrowed $300, and if you take $300 divided by the 60% for borrowing limit, the 1832 is 60% of my supply balance, and this is the maximum I can borrow or I can mint Valve stablecoin. However, in theory, I am not able to fully utilize 100% of this borrowing limit, because as soon as I hit 100% of this figure, whether it's the borrowing balance increase beyond $1,832 or my supply balance, which is BNB in return, falls in value by 30, 40% or 50% or even 95% or any extreme events, I'm going to see my borrowing limit reduces tremendously. And if it decreases to $300 when my borrowing limit due to the supply balance value worth reduces, then I will also find myself in a tricky situation such as the liquidation event that will happen to me, where I will lose a partial of my supply balance supplied to the Venus platform. In a future video, I'll talk about why we should mint instead of borrow. But currently, if you supply, you will get XVS token. You borrow, you also get XVS token. And at the same time, if you mint, you get the APY of 32% in XVS token right here. And in this video, we'll be looking at supplying this swipe tokens. I have some loaded in my smart wallet as a refresher cost. And then I also have some XVS token here. Right now, these APYs for swipe and XVS tokens are not very attractive at the moment, but at least it can increase my supply balance so that I can borrow more or mint more of this Valve stablecoin. And as I supply more, I borrow more. With these two approaches, I can farm for more XVS token. Before I can do that, I want to showcase I need to repay my swipe tokens that I have borrowed with the interest accrued over the past 5 days, which is 0.2092. So now watch me repay, and this is how it's going to be done. You click this, you repay borrow, and you click max. Max will show the full. Unless you want to repay partially, you are free to make this number to repay in the one that works for you. But I'm going to repay all because as I've shared with you, that as I want to supply swipe tokens, I cannot borrow swipe tokens. Once I started borrowing swipe tokens, I will not be able to supply swipe tokens into my collateral. So as a result, I need to repay them. Now let me get it prepared. I'm going to repay my balance. My wallet balance have much more than is required. Confirm in my ledger. And I'm going to see the transaction broadcasted so that once it is confirmed, and you will see under the borrowing market, this is fully repaid. My borrowed balance is updated. I do not have any borrowed cryptocurrencies. And now I will supply XVS token and swipe tokens into the Venus protocol. So let me do these swipe tokens. Currently I can now provide swipe tokens because I have fully repaid. I will receive 0.27% of in swipe. I will also receive 1% in XVS token, and the totals to be 1.3% annualized. Not fantastic. If you want better numbers, you should do a USDC, USDT, B dollars, which are the stable coin, or you can supply BNBs that has a very high APYs at the moment. For my case, I have some surplus swipe tokens which are idling around. You click the max and you click supply here. Confirm. Wait for a minute. So once this is over here, you know that it is confirmed. So we have the swipe tokens over here, and have the collateral has been toggled, and as a result you see my available credits, available borrowing limits is also updated with the latest swipe tokens available here. Same here, let me do XVS supply. For the first time, if you are doing this, you need to enable first, give the smart contract permission to accept your XVS tokens. Wait for a minute. The enable. So once you know that the max button is here, you know that it has gone through, the transaction has gone through. For the XVS token, you see that it is you are receiving a very little interest here, and then also in the XVS tokens, but you can mint more. So I'm going to supply max of it here and click supply. Confirm. And wait for about a minute. As usual, as this is the first time I'm supplying XVS, I need to approve, I need to stake, then I also need to toggle the collaterals so that for me to benefit from the borrowing or the minting later, then we will discuss about it. Once done, you see the APY, it's been updated, and also let's toggle the collaterals so that this amount can go into this borrowing figure. Wait for a minute. Okay, it went through. You will see this being toggled to the right side here, and the figures reflected here. So we have 5,000, 6,000, 6,005, and you see 60% of this figure will be the borrowing limit. My borrowed balance is 0 here. My APY is 6.61%, and previously the supply BNBs till today, you see that I have received 0.5959 XVS tokens. I'm not going to collect them because these numbers are not significant enough, and I wish to save the gas fee and wait for it to accumulate more before I get myself harvesting the farmed XVS tokens. Looks like now I have supplied all of my cryptos that I've intended to stake on the Venus platform. In the next video, I want to share with you why I'm going to mint Valve stablecoin instead of borrowing cryptos over here. I will also be listing some of the considerations you want to first think about before you choose your choice of borrowing or the minting. But I'll keep this video short to supplying of these videos and crunching all the key figures over here so that you know which are the key figures to look at. Later on, I'll be also discussing the brand new vault feature that is found on the Venus and how you should take advantage of vault to further yield farm the XVS token on Venus. I'm extremely excited about Venus. You know that in the first video I've talked about why Venus is the combination of MakerDao and Compound platform on the Ethereum blockchain. To me, in my opinion, Venus have a huge runway ahead and we are just started the crypto bull market. It is extremely exciting as a Venus user to see how this whole platform matures and grows. But at the same time, we must position ourselves and be ready for this momentum, this growth as we move into the crypto bull market. So in the next video, we'll talk about Vault and how you can take advantage of Vault to yield farm for more XVS tokens. We'll talk about some of the considerations you want to do over borrowing market or instead of mint or vice versa. And then if you want to find out more about our weekly giveaway to win a copy of my book and digital cryptocurrency for passive income course and also win yourself $20 worth of Bitcoin, be sure to find in the links description box below. Be sure to subscribe to this video, support our channels and like this video and comment. I'll see you in the next video where we talk about the Vault in greater details and how you can take advantage of that. I'm Warren. Bye for now.